Assalamu alaikum, everyone. A very good morning to all of you. I welcome you all to today's program, Self-Defense and Physical Wellness session conducted by Merchant Foundation. Merchant Foundation, as many of you know, has been serving the Malayali Muslim community in Canada since 2006. MF continues to give back through charity, social support, volunteering, and organizing many events as part of building our community. MF's Youth Nation has an excellent track record of conducting well-received kids and youth-based programs throughout the year. MF Youth Club is an initiative of MF Youth Nation. The aim of this club is to give our youth an opportunity to get involved with the community at a very young age and to develop many social skills such as leadership, collaboration, and accountability. And at the same time, they will be rewarded with volunteer hours. Today, we have two members of Youth Club, Ayan Nawab and Hiban Hassan, to facilitate this program. I invite Ayan to introduce our guest. Over to Ayan.
So hello, everyone, and welcome to our self-defense and physical wellness session. Self-defense teaches you how to recognize and avoid dangerous situations. In the case that you are being attacked, you will have the psychological preparation and physical skills which are equally needed in order to defend yourself. And moving on to our guest speaker today, who was born in Vancouver, British Columbia, and whose amateur boxing career consisted of 1 silver and 1 bronze medal at the Canadian National Amateur Championships, an Olympic alternate for the 2000 Olympics, a 3-time provincial champion, 2-time best fighter of provincial championships, and 1-time Golden Boy Best Boxer of the British Columbia Golden Gloves boxing competition from the year 2000. His pro boxing career was from 2000 to 2005 and consisted of 11 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, and a staggering 8 knockouts. He was also the former #1 contender for the professional Canadian light heavyweight title. Our guest for today is Conal MacPhee, who converted to Islam and now goes by the name Abdul. Currently, he is a coach and has been since the year 2006. Let's all give him a warm welcome. But before I hand it over to Brother Huck, let's watch this short video.
George's guy?
Over to you, Brother Huck.
Hello. Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum. Rahmatullahi barakatuh. My name is Conal MacPhee. My Muslim name is Abdul. I'm here to first I'll give you a little testimony about myself so you guys understand who I am and where I've come from. I was born in Canada and I had a very difficult childhood. A lot of abuse and a lot of moving around, switching schools. I was a small kid. I was bullied a lot, and life was very, very difficult for me. I didn't have a male role model to pat myself after. So I just got myself into a lot of trouble, as you can imagine. At 16 years old, I was out on the street. My mom kicked me out. I was selling drugs, doing drugs, hanging out with gangs, and I was in a lot of trouble. And that's when Allah and His plan came. So I walked into a boxing gym I was 18 years old, and my whole life changed. I met a man named George Jerome, and he was heavyweight champ of Canada. And George was a very good fighter who had also spent a lot of time in jail. A lot of time, 17 years, in fact. And he told me back then, jail is nowhere you want to go. And I remember, funny thing with George, I remember walking down the street when we had first met, and every single person, in the Lower East Side of Vancouver, everybody knew George. The lowest of the low knew George. Everybody, hey champ, how you doing, champ? Then we went to High's Steakhouse, and so the highest people, the judges, the lawyers, hey George. So the highest of the high and the lowest of the low, everybody loved George, and he was a good man. And he lived a righteous life. He wasn't a religious man, but he taught me very good things about how to be a man, and the lessons I learned in boxing are invaluable, and before Islam was the biggest impact of my life. Self-defense. In this day and age, self-defense is very, very important. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, we are living in very trying times. I only have to list a couple of examples for everybody in this chat will understand exactly what I say when I say Christchurch, when I say London, Ontario, when I say Quebec City, or you wouldn't even have heard this, or at the SkyTrain here in Vancouver, my friend Moose's friend, Ibrahim, was attacked with a knife. Why? For being a Muslim. That was it. He didn't do anything else. He was just on a SkyTrain by himself. But he knew enough that he was able to get away from without getting hurt. And that's the point of today's discussion. Today's discussion is self-defense doesn't necessarily mean that fighting. Self-defense means self-preservation. What's the number one thing in self-preservation? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? And I have a couple of great quotes that my friend, my dear friend Sophia, wrote out for me, and she did an amazing job, and I'd like to thank her very much right now. But the permission to fight back is hereby granted to those who fought. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Permission to fight back is hereby granted to those being fought, for they have been wronged, and Allah is truly most capable of helping them prevail. So we have a right to fight back when we are attacked. You may, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, you may fight in the cause of Allah against those who attack you, but do not aggress. Allah does not love the aggressors. And so we do have a duty to fight back. And the last one I'll share, there's two I'll share. The last two, Bismillahir. So they defeated them by permission of Allah, and David killed Goliath, and Allah gave him the kingship and prophethood and taught him from which he willed. And if it were not for Allah checking and repelling some people by means of others, the earth would have been corrupted. The law is full of bounty to the worlds. So it is our duty to fight back, defend ourselves, and out of that, good will happen. Good will happen. So the number one thing, like I said, is to call upon Allah. There is a verse I came across in the Quran, in Surah An-Anfal, verse 45 and 46. And when you meet a force, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, O you who believe, when you meet a force, be firm and call Allah in remembrance much and often that you may prosper. So I've had a situation where I was in trouble and I did call upon the name of Allah, and nothing happened. Everything was diffused and it worked. So I wanted to share that with you guys today. So the number one thing is to call upon him when you are in times of trouble. The next is self-defense. Part of self-defense is your appearance. So have you ever wondered why is it always me that I'm getting picked on? Or do you ever have these feelings, these questions? Why is it always me, right? Well, one of the answers might be your appearance, right? It's very important, Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, our physical appearance, that we look good, but also our body language, right? It's very, very, very important. Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam stood tall. He maintained his health. He looked the people in the eyes when he was talking, and he walked with confidence and humbleness. Now, in this little line, we see a few things that are very important. He stood tall. That's very important. When you're out in the pout and you got nature, you're out in nature and you got the predators, you got the lions, you got the wolves, right? And they're looking for a prey, and they see a herd of water buffalo, and they're walking, right? Do they look to the strong water buffalo, the males or the strong females? No. They look for the weak link. And that's just like human nature. We look for the weak link. So don't let yourself look weak. Stand tall, right? Chin up in the air. When you're looking at people, you see what's going around in your environment. Do not do this. Do not look down. Do not hold your shoulders over. When you're sitting, especially this in school, this is so vital for you guys that are getting bullied. Do not sit like this. Do not sit crunched up. Sit. A man, especially an alpha male, sits like this, shoulders back, standing tall, head up. These are very, very important things. They seem so small, but they are vital. They are vital to your success in the future, not just in self-defense, but in moving ahead in life. Okay, so acquiring knowledge is the next piece of the puzzle with self-defense. If you know a little bit and the other person doesn't know anything, you are at a huge advantage. And it's like these little things that I'm going to teach you will help you drastically in one, being able to withstand an attack defensively and survive. That's the number one thing we're talking about here is survival, right? So, positive impact the boxing had on my life. Well, I can tell you this, but in the striving, in the learning of a martial art, you learn much more than just combat. It is a voyage of discovery of yourself, and it is a voyage of discovery of learning the necessary skills in life to function, especially as a male. I will get to the women. Don't worry, girls. I got you. I'm going to take care of you. But it's very important, like I was saying, your body language, right? With boxing, with being involved in competition, you learn valuable lessons like attitude. There's something called a winning attitude, and this attitude transfers off into other parts of your life. So because you have this winning attitude, you're striving, you will do what you got to do for your boxing event. But let's say it's a chess match. Let's say it's writing a novel. It doesn't matter. It's about it's about persevering and fighting through. And these are skills that are invaluable, especially in like the business world and the modern world. We need these skills, right? Self-discipline. You know, they say it's the art of learning a discipline. The key word being discipline. Discipline is freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, I am telling you, real self-love, the real self-love is denying yourself what you want, your nafs. It's true. It is true, right? And that strength that you get, like when you're fasting, and that inner strength is far greater strength than you could ever get from lifting weights, right? It's the strength of the mind, right? So learning a martial art, if you get into competitions, you're going to get goals. You're going to want to reach certain levels of say it's a black belt or a competition. You want to be a champion, and you're going to strive and you're going to set goals. And for young people, this is so important, you guys. It's so important to have goals, to have short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals, right? So let's say you're a kid in high school, and the short-term goal would be, I want to make the grade 10 basketball team. right? And then a long-term goal would be like a midterm goal is I want to graduate high school with honors. And then a long-term goal is I want to get my PhD in physics, whatever. You know, you can do it, but you have to set these goals. And then when you attain a goal, it gives you such confidence, ladies and gentlemen, such confidence in yourself. And that's what's so important. That's one of the main things that you'll also learn in martial arts and boxing in particular for me was self-confidence, right? And learning to respect others and learning to respect yourself. You guys, our bodies is our temple, right? Now, you don't want to put haram in your temple, right? But you don't want to put in crap either, right? You want to put in good stuff, good foods. You don't want to ingest any haram, any, like drugs, any makruh, any of the smoking, any of that stuff. That's just gone. That's no good. We're Muslims. We need to be healthy. We need to be an example to other people. You know, people like me, you know, I'm a revert, right? So like guys like me, we have this set idea in my head of what Islam is. And we as in us need to change that perception, because that perception is based off of lies and fallacies. The truth of Islam will prevail, inshallah. So another byproduct, of course, you're going to be healthy. If you're training, you're healthy, you're living a healthy lifestyle, you learn to diet, you learn to rest properly, recover. All these things are very, very important for your life, right? Just moving forward. Good direction. Now, like I told you guys with a little bit of my story. Oh, I my apologies. I didn't fully tell you my reversion story, which is quite spectacular. I'll end it with that. But it's the good direction that I got from boxing. You guys, I dropped out of school. Like I said, I was in crime. I was in gangs, and I was going nowhere in life. I started boxing. I started getting some goals. What did my coach tell me to do? Kid, you need to go back to school. I went back to high school. I finished my degree. Kid, you need to go to university. You need a backup plan. So I went to university. You know, you see what I'm saying? And the good direction that I got from boxing helped me in life. It also gave me connections that I got like for my job now. I'm a longshoreman. That's a great job here in Vancouver. My first real big job was at a sawmill that I got through my boxing coach, who was the general manager of the sawmill. So that's another thing that a byproduct that you learn, that you get in martial arts, is connections in life, right? And these connections can help you with direction and move you forward ahead. Okay. So like I mentioned discipline and how important discipline is. Discipline is freedom. I know that's weird, right? How can discipline be freedom? But here's how it is. By denying yourself, you can then open up yourself to everything, right? So, not to use a haram example, but drinking, right? If you're drinking, you're putting in haram, and it's going to tear you down, right? And you don't want to do that. You want to build yourself up, right? So you're going to eat the right foods. You're going to treat yourself properly. Next, you also learn to be, you know, in showing up, in the art of showing up. They got a saying, they call it suit up, show up. So even when you don't feel like doing it, you got to do it. Why? Because your word, we are Muslims. You might have given your word. You got to do it. You got to do it. If you said you're going to do something, you got to do it. You know what I'm saying, guys and girls, right? You learn. So being reliable. Discipline is something you foster, right? Just like studying, right? You gotta do it, right? But by showing up all the time, guess what you become? You learn one of the greatest skills: trustworthiness and reliability. That is one of the most important things in the modern world. When getting a job, is that they know that they can rely on you. You know what I'm saying? It is so important, guys. It is so important to strive, to achieve, to learn to like, I want that, so I'm gonna sacrifice to get it, right? I'm gonna let go of that stuff and I'm gonna do this stuff, right? Because I want to get ahead, right? It's very important to have a dream. You know, famous French philosopher Voltaire, he said that a man without dreams is a broken man. I can attest to that 100%. Without a goal, I can't even fathom what that would be like. To have no direction if I didn't have what boxing had given me, and then what Allah has given me. Yeah, discipline is everything, and discipline is freedom. And the more you foster it, the more you will achieve. So how do you be fit, guys? Well, you can do certain things right off the bat, right? Stop taking the easy way. Don't take your car. Don't take the escalator. Don't take the elevator. Take the stairs. Walk up the hill. Go for a walk. Do the extra stuff, right? It is in this modern world that we have everything done for us is not a good thing. Ladies and gentlemen, technology is making us weak, okay? Do you know that the average person in the world has to hike 5 kilometers to get fresh drinking water every day? We don't have to do that. Do you know how much stronger someone is in the third world physically than us? Much stronger here. Much stronger here. Maybe not here because they don't have the food, but they are way stronger mentally, and they will achieve. They go for it, you know. And it's important not to lose that, you know. So yeah. So number one thing, do stuff. Run, train. If I'm going to give you guys a little program here at the end, if you do this every night, you will see vast changes, right? Just push-ups, chin-ups, dips, some squats, and you're going to be good to go. Life-changing. There's a book. I can't even remember the book, but the premise of the book was habits, right? And you change your habits, you change your destiny. And it's quite true. And how you start your morning is how your day will entail, right? So we wake up, like the good thing as Muslims is we wake up right away, boom, Fajr prayer, Salah, and then we start our day, right? And so we're starting our day right and early. We're going after it. And that is so important. Get after it. Go get it. You know, that attitude is so vital in life, you know? So add in a little exercise. Make sure you're eating healthy. You guys, your body will crave good foods when you're training. So like, you know, like when you get home from school and you want sugar, but if you were at school and you were training, when you get home, what do you want? You want cereal and milk, and you want protein, and like, you see what I mean? Your body will crave the good foods by training, right? So you put in what you get in. So if you put in exercise and you put in training and you put in discipline with Salah, what's going to happen? You're going to have a very fit body. You're going to be in very good shape, and abstaining from haram, you will continue to stay in that state. The do's and don'ts. Do not be overconfident, even if you have skills. Do never be the first to attack. We as Muslims defend ourselves. We are not the aggressors. Allah does not love the aggressors, right? It's very important that you are on the right side of Allah. Make sure that when you're in a situation and you're giving your loyalty to somebody, that they deserve your loyalty, and it is for the right reasons. It is very, very important. And you will be questioned. Remember, well, we all will. And the don'ts. Do not appear weak. I will say it again, ladies and gentlemen. So walking, standing tall, looking people in the eye when you address them. In a tense situation, especially with the males, this might happen where a guy might come right up in front of your face, right? Don't back down. Never back down. We will always fight people will respect you for always fighting. If you give up, if you go run for help, if you seek help other than like Allah, like you're looking like, oh, please help me, I can't. People will have no respect for you. But even if you lose the fight, people will respect you. You stood up for yourself, and that's what counts. You stood up for yourself. Always stand up for yourself. It's very, very important. Now with the women, right? Okay, so here's where I'm going to get into some techniques with your girls. This is for the guys. With the girls, it's very important planning. I want to say this before we move forward. With women, girls, do not walk alone at night. All right? It's very, very important at this day and age that we plan things out. Call your brother, call your uncle, I'm serious. At this day and age, especially after what's been happening in the world, we need to protect ourselves and our people. And our most important people to us are our women. And as men, we protect them, right? So don't walk alone at night. Plan it out. Carry a little weapon, right? It could be a pen. It could be a key. They have keychains that have these little spikes. They have these little keychains with a little knocker thing so you can knock somebody, right? They have little keychains with really loud alarms, like really loud, right? So if you let off this alarm, like people are going to hear it, right? And that's what you want to do. You want to avoid dimly lit areas. You don't want to be by yourself, like I was saying, right? Be in pairs. Try to be with a male. Women, you too stay fit. You need to run. Maybe not fight so much as run away, right? And it's important to be in shape. You also, in an emergency, you never know that you might have to run to get away from danger. You don't know. It's important to be in shape, right? So some of the great moves for women is very easy. So when a man is coming up to them and they're going to attack you, as a woman, finger him right in the eye. Boom, right? So he's like this, bam, right in the eye, and run, right? That's my suggestion to you. The eyes are the most vulnerable part, whether it's in the animal world or the human world. An attacker will stop if you attack his eyes. Some people might not like to hear what I'm saying. I don't really care. What's most important to me is that you women stay safe and you do what you have to do to stay safe. I don't care what it takes. If you got to stab the guy, stab him. This day and age, God forgive me for saying that, but we need to protect ourselves. And so go for the eyes, go for the neck, for the throat. And if you have to, girls, bite. If they're attacking you, and do not fight with everything you got. Everything you got, and Allah will be there for you. I promise. Never give in. Never give up. Everybody. I wanted to say that. I'll end the positive effect of boxing on my life, and then I'll end with my testimony, my reversion story. So boxing gave me focus. I was a kid that had a lot of learning disabilities and moving around so much. I moved every year of my life. I was a new kid in school every year. So like, I don't know. Focus was always a real problem for me. Discipline. I'm a kid. I'm from, my mom's a single mom. I'm a troubled kid. I was a lot of trouble. I had no discipline. Can you imagine what I needed the most was someone to like hey, you can't do that. This is what I needed, that father figure. And that's why I want mentorship. You guys, if you want to get good at something, find a mentor. So someone who can teach you the ins and outs of what you want to learn and accomplish. And it's so important. George Jerome, in my life, he's the dad I never had, and that's also something for the older guys that are watching this, the effect that you can have on a young person. the effect that George had on me, that I hope that I've had on some of my boxers, and I hope maybe any of you that take from what I've said today. But it's very fulfilling from this side, but also rewarding, you know, that you're making a difference. So the youth are everything. They are our future, and without them, there is no futures, right? And then with the world the way it is, we need to safeguard our youth. So, you know, I learned discipline, work ethic, to work hard, respect, honor, sportsmanship. I learned to respect myself, right? You know, self-love is like I said, like denying yourself, right? Okay. Anyways, I've been through all that. Let's do some techniques. So, number one thing, guys, when you're in a situation, is not to stand like this. This is square. I have no balance, right? So you need to stand staggered, your feet staggered like this. See? Not like this. Like this. Right? You got your if you're surrounded, get your back to the wall. No one can attack you from behind, right? When someone's coming, do not let them get close to you. Boom, stiff arm right off. You warn them. I will defend myself. Tell them this is what I'm going to do, right? Now the stiff arm, you hit them here and you block their face, right? Now they can't see, boom, right? And then right back with the stiff arm and you can take off, right? You can hit the guy, get him out of the way and go, right? As Muslims, as real men, if I have to hurt somebody because they're attacking me and I put them to the ground, I don't go and stomp them, right? There's a thing called honor and respect, right? But I don't let them up either. I make them give up. Hey, you had enough, right? Okay? Never turn your back on an opponent. Never trust a kafir. They are very evil. You can never trust them, right? That's why Allah says beware of making friends with them, because bad things can happen. Let's see another one. So you're surrounded, right? And if you put your hands up, it's an aggressive thing, right? But I can put one hand up, and this looks quite disarming, right? So I'm talking to you. I got this hand here. I can punch. I can headbutt. I can block, right? Very, very important. It just gives you that little bit of extra time, right? If I got my hands down here, to get them up here to block, it'll take too long. I'll get hit. But if I already have my hands here, I might be able to block or defend, right? Which is the greatest. The first thing, the number one punch is the jab. This is your control. This is where lets you know where your opponent is, right? So there's that light switch right here. Boom, boom, boom. I'm touching that. This is to touch a guy. This isn't to hurt them. This is to hurt them, the right hand. But this, boom, 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 boom. It's like a deterrent. So in a street fight, you don't even really have to hit the guy with this. If you got a good jab, bang, 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 snap their head a couple of times, they might just quit, right? So the jab, right? I'm going to move this down here. The feet, everything comes from the feet, guys. So with that staggered stance, right? When I push this foot forward, I bring this foot up. That's how you fight. This is balance now, right? Can you guys see me? Can you guys see me?
Yes.
Okay. So you're pushing off that back foot with the jab. Boom, boom. The right hand. I should have done a little bit. Guys, I apologize. It's my first seminar and I'm not the best. So, but okay. So the right hand. Okay. The right hand is here. I got my weight on my back foot, right? And the target's right here, right? I got an imaginary line through my shoulder right here. My head is going to break the line, then the right hand comes out, right? So if you look on here, right? Here's that line, I'm breaking the line, right hand comes out. Here's the line, my head breaks the line, right hand comes out. So you're sitting here, they come up, they want to fight. Hey, I don't want to fight. I said no. Boom. That's it, guys. That little bit of standing up for yourself, that little quick little interaction, and you leave, right? You proved your point that you will not be intimidated and you will not be assaulted. And yeah, that's
Yeah, mute.
hello. I'm sorry guys. Where's the video? Oh geez. There we go. You guys see me? Okay. 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 Let's see here. Sorry, guys. Okay. Finger jab, low blow. Okay. So women and guys, you can do a low blow on somebody, okay, as a way to get away from somebody, right? There's certain spots that you can hit that are going to hurt a guy, and they're in this private area, and you do what you have to do, girls. I don't really care. As long as you're safe, do whatever you have to do. And it goes for the guys too. You guys, we stay safe. I don't want you guys going out fighting people. I just want you guys to be able to protect yourselves, you know? Okay, I think that'll be good to do it for the boxing. I'll give you my conversion story. It's kind of cool. Like I said, I was a big troubled kid. I was in a lot of trouble. I found boxing. You guys heard that part. But I hadn't really let go of crime. I had continued to sell drugs. I continued to make a mess of my life, my career. I met a wonderful woman from Norway. She became my wife. Unfortunately, we're not together anymore, but I have 2 beautiful children with her. And so that was one good thing that came out of that. I call it my first life before Islam. And, you know, flash forward a couple of years. Well, me and Truda had divorced, separated, not divorced, but separated. And I saw life was going nowhere. I had a boxing gym I was running, but the city was going to shut it down. I was just, you know, guys, I had it. I didn't want to live anymore. I was tired of the dunya. I was tired of it. What was the point? My whole life, all it was is just getting hurt and me making really bad errors in judgment. You know, like I can sit here and tell you how bad my childhood was, and it's all true. But I'm the one that makes the choices as an adult that have led me to where I'm to where I was in the past, right? So I'm distraught. I come home after finding out my boxing gym's gonna close down. I just gotten back from Norway visiting my girls. I was just really down. And somehow, I don't know, I cleaned up my whole apartment. I went out onto the bridge. It was very cold. The river was frozen. I remember that. There was ice flowing down the middle of the river, and I was hypnotized by it. And I was there for, I don't know, over an hour. Heavy snowfall. And my grandfather committed suicide, and I knew the effect that it had on my dad and his brothers and sisters. And I said, you know what? I chose life. I said, you know what? I'm not going to do this. And I started to walk off the bridge. Well, the cops came right at that time. Someone had called them and they took me to the hospital. I got released from the hospital because I wasn't in danger to myself anymore. I was going to go home anyways, right? I come home. I didn't know what to do, guys. I don't want to live anymore. Like, I'm tired of living. I don't want to keep going, but I don't want to die either. I love my children. I know that suicide's wrong. I believe in God, guys. Oh, I didn't mention that part. I grew up Christian. My mom, but I didn't believe Jesus was God. I never did. And that was my problem with Christianity, but I believed in God. I had a really, really strong faith in God, that there was a creator, that he was real, right? And I came home and I flipped open my laptop, and alhamdulillah, this video just started on YouTube. It, like, you know, like I mean, like if you got your laptop like this and you flip it up and it just turns on, and then this video just starts, and I'm like, what Muhammad in the Bible? I'm like, what is this? And it was this guy, Ahmed Didat, and Ahmed, you know, God bless Ahmed, man, because like, wow, man, he broke it down, man. Muhammad is in the Bible, in the original Jewish Torah. His name is there, and, you know, and you can translate his name if you want, but you can't translate names. His name is there, Muhammadin, with a plural of respect. Oh, wow. I got down on my hands and knees. I didn't know which way to pray. I just prayed east, and next day I went and took my shahada. So yeah, Allahu Akbar. That's it. That's my talk for today. I hope I had a positive effect on some of you guys, and inshallah you guys stay safe and hear what I'm saying about getting in shape, and the invaluable knowledge that self-defense is. And you all stay safe. God bless. Rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello? Hello.
Okay, so thank you, Conal, for making time in your busy schedule to teach us about self-defense. I hope we can all implement this in our daily lives. Thank you, Merchant Foundation, for setting up this event. And thank you, Manoj Karta, for sponsoring this event. And thank you, everyone, for coming today.
Thank you. Thank you. Jazakallah khair.
Does anyone have any questions?
If you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask.